Welcome to the FPL Zone on the Premier League Preview Show. Another week, another appearance. The man with the numbers stats, the man who believes in the logical side of things, the professor is in the house. Hi, how are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you.
All right. A few weeks ago, people sent me messages that your tips did not work and blah, blah, blah.
Emmanuel Dennis, unfortunately, decided to throw a spanner in the works and get a red card in a double game week where he was expected to perform, which cost us dearly. But right now, I'm not going for player-specific options, though I will mention certain players who I feel like have a good chance in certain teams. I'll look at a few teams which I feel like have a nice run of games that they could make a difference. So I think a team worth investing is Aston Villa. I think we can see Steven Gerrard is doing some good work, and we can see Felipe Coutinho has returns to the Premier League like a duck to water. And he and Jacob Ramsey to have invented a new nice partnership on the left side. Ramsey is very cheap, he's very young, he gets a decent amount of goals and assists from midfield, so it's a very cheap option to beef up your squad. I think another team to look at is Chelsea. Chelsea may not be in the best of form, but their upcoming games are not too difficult. I think according to the PL fixture difficulty predictor, they don't have a difficult game until 23rd April. So that's a lot of time to get in a lot of easy points. So I will look at players like Mason Mount, Hakim Ziyech, Christian Pulisic. Not the strikers, because we all know Romelu Lukaku, there's a bit of an issue, and Timo Werner has not been consistent. So looking at the players behind them to get some value for money. And I think a team that could surprise people as well is Manchester United. I know we are speaking of Manchester United, not really clicking under Ralph Rangnick. But again, the fixture list on paper does look easy, and eventually will click. You have players like Ronaldo, Rashford, Bruno, Pogba, who do get numbers. I think the players to avoid are more the defenders, because it seems like they are unable to keep other teams out. So those are the teams I think you should look out for in the best value for money. But I think Aston Villa are really the ones, because their players are generally a bit cheaper, and I think a lot of people will have them. So it can give you that edge in a league where everyone has Salah, everyone has certain players. So that Coutinho, Jacob Ramsey combo could do a lot of good for people.
So you mentioned Villa, you've mentioned Chelsea, Man United. So people should know who to choose from
exactly.
From
so
those
for
teams.
Example, someone like Jesse Lingard, he's not playing much. He's not of much value to you. But you look at Bruno Fernandes, he's always been good value. And I think if you look on the wings, Rashford will get a lot of game time now that Mason Greenwood is out. He's going to be relied upon a lot more. Someone like Elanga could also do something. Maybe someone you keep on the bench just in case. So value for money is there.
Interesting stuff there. Interesting focus on the FPL zone for today. Team-specific focus. Villa, Chelsea, Man United. Go in there, make your picks, and let's see what happens. Before we leave, let's have a look at the fixtures. Maybe I can get a few predictions from the professor. Okay, all right, we'll get those fixtures a bit there. But we looked at 3 games on the main menu, so maybe I can throw them to you and maybe let's see if I can get a few predictions out of you. Man United Southampton is the first game of the weekend. Lots of people are looking at the legend of the 12:30 kickoff and are very afraid for Man United.
Yeah, and from an FPL standpoint, I think Broha and James Ward-Prowse will be the players to look at in that fixture. I think Southampton are very good, and they could cause Man U some surprises. So those are the 2 players who will be on the cheaper side to look out for.
Okay, all right. The other game we looked at was Burnley and Liverpool.
I think that one, we all know who to look for. I think it's overplayed, but Mohamed Salah is always good value for money. But Diego Jota too is in very good scoring form. So if you are not looking at the Salah option, Jota is a bit cheaper, and he has the second most goals of any Premier League player in all competitions with 17, behind only Mo Salah, who has 23. So there is precedent there for Diego Jota.
And then the final game we looked at was Spurs and Wolves.
Spurs and Wolves, I think you should go for a Wolves centre-back or defender, because Wolves have one of the better defences in the league. If you look at the goals they concede, they don't concede too much. Their problem is mostly they are unable to score. So you want to look at the Wolves kind of defensive players to get those clean sheet points. And maybe Jose Sa, I think when you look at the XG prevented, Jose Sa leads the Premier League, so he's likely to get a lot of saves. And knowing Harry Kane and Son Heung-min and Lucas Moura like to have a pop from range, he's likely to get a few saves. So that's a player to look out for if you don't already have him.
Okay, all right. Interesting stuff there from the professor.